mundo en un clic. Freelancer.com es un sitio web que reúne trabajadores de medio tiempo con empleadores que buscan una buena relación precio-calidad. Para profundizar en este tema, estuvimos con el CEO de la empresa, Matt Berry. A continuación, lo que nos contó. Partamos explicándole a la gente cómo funciona Freelancer.com.
So in terms of, if you're a freelancer, it's free to sign up. You fill in your online profile. You put in, for example, your work history, your educational history, and so forth. You then fill in which skill sets you're interested in. And these are job areas that we will notify you as they become available. So we send 1 million emails an hour out globally to freelancers notifying them of jobs. And about 2.5 million have gone through the site already. The key thing is that when you start off, the hardest job you'll ever win is the first job. And so the more detail you can provide to the employer when bidding on a job, in terms of showing that you've read everything that they've in the project description, you want to be as engaging as possible. You want to really stand out, and the more you do that, the more it's really communication is the key. The better your communication, the more chance you have of winning. Always make sure you go for quality first and not price. So you can. It's free to post a project. It's free to actually talk to all the freelancers and ask them for samples of work or ask them questions and so on. And the more time you put into actually finding the right person, the better outcome you'll have.
¿Cómo se llega a formar una empresa que funcione a nivel mundial? ¿De dónde partiste?
It's an interesting story. I actually used a small marketplace about 4 years ago, and I was absolutely blown away by what you could get done. And so I actually bought the site, and then I used that to as a base to acquire 9 websites, all small marketplaces around the world. So one in the United States, one in Canada, one in the UK, Germany, etc. And I've put them all together, and the site's taken off since then.
¿Y cuál es el mayor beneficio que otorga este sitio a las personas que ingresan en él?
Well, I mean, the amazing thing today is that it's never been easier to start a business. So if you thought about actually starting a company, you can now go online, you can hire a digital workforce to get anything done. In the past, it was either too expensive or too hard or took too long to find people with the right skill sets. But people have ideas all the time. What about building a website or an iPhone application or anything like that? And so we make it very, very easy for you to do that and sort of unleash your inner entrepreneur. In terms of freelancers now as well, in Chile we have a very small number right now, almost 4,000. But what we think this will grow quite dramatically. We open up a whole global network of employers. So you can now go online and you can work in any skill set, any area that you wish, any time of day at your own rates. And so if you want to specialize in an area that might not be around locally for you to do, you can now tap into a global network. So what we do is really we empower entrepreneurs on both sides of the equation.
¿Qué requisito tiene que pasar la persona que ofrece su trabajo?
There's really no requisites. Anyone can sign up. You can be in high school looking to earn some pocket money on the side, or you can be a very experienced professional who's retired, who's at home wanting to do a bit of work, a few hours a week. I mean, the whole spectrum. Really, it's down to how well you actually fill in your profile and how well you upload your work history and educational history and so forth. That kind of really would make you distinct from everyone else on the site.
Pero, y lo más difícil cuando se empieza un nuevo proyecto es la difusión, sobre todo en Internet, que es un mercado que está constantemente expandiéndose a gran ritmo. ¿Qué método de publicidad utilizaste tú para llegar a todo el mundo? O sea, más de 200 países están ustedes.
Okay, well, as a consumer internet company, the number one thing you can do is have very good search engine optimization. And what I mean by that is all day, every day, there are 2 billion people on the internet. And what do they do all day? They go to Google and they type in search terms, right? So if your website can appear very highly according to those search terms, you can get a lot of traffic. So we spend a lot of time on what we call SEO. and that's very important for any website owner, but that's huge for us. We've got a very, very good word of mouth, because some of the freelancers are making up to $1 million a year just through our website, doing jobs, working in places as remote as Serbia or the Philippines, or hopefully now Chile. And mainly, the challenge for us is we need to reach every small business in the world and every consumer in the world. And how do you do that cost effectively, getting a large reach? So the online methods are usually the best. Social media as well.
¿Y de qué países son los profesionales que más se han inscrito? ¿Cuál ha sido su mejor público, mercado?
Two major markets for us are the United States for basically small businesses employing, and India for freelancers working on jobs. And in both those markets we have well over 1 million professionals.
Bueno, ahora llegan a Chile. Estuvieron en Argentina. ¿Por qué Latinoamérica este 2002 si no fue antes? ¿Qué tiene de especial Latinoamérica ahora?
Well, it's a bit of a challenge to, first of all, get a marketplace like this, A, multi-currency, and B, multilingual. And then following that, you need to have a support team that can actually assist users in that language. So you have to hire. And so the first language we obviously wanted to target is Spanish because of the global reach with 500 million native speakers worldwide. And Latin America has always been a spot we wanted to actually grow rapidly because it's only less than 2% of our user base at this point in time. But there's huge opportunity. The region is absolutely booming. And so it took a while, but as of today, we have Spanish language support. We have a Spanish-speaking support team. As of Monday, we'll have Chilean pesos, so you can transact on the site and so forth. And there'll be a range of features afterwards, but it just takes time to get these things together.
¿Y qué perspectivas de crecimiento tienen para Latinoamérica en el corto plazo y sobre todo para Chile? ¿Es uno de los principales mercados dentro de Latinoamérica, dentro de la región?
I think it depends how fast the region sort of embraces the internet and technology. I know that there's a very good university system here, but I think this is something that I think I have a passion with. For example, in my home country, I think that Australia. I think that we should be pushing technology more into high schools. So things like teaching programming, teaching kids to kind of develop websites or iPhone applications. It should be something we teach from a very early age, because in the future, everything is going to be on the internet. Everything is going to be controlled by software, and the regions that can really capitalize on this in terms of having a populace that's very well educated with technology, embraces it and uses it, I think will have a huge future in terms of economic growth.
¿Cuáles son los proyectos más populares? ¿Qué está buscando la gente?
The really big ones are website design, iPhone application development. Mobile apps are booming now because all the growth that's going to be happening on the internet as we go from 2 billion people to 5 billion people is going to be driven from mobile tablets and mobile phones and so forth. There's a booming copywriting jobs as well, because the internet is really an information medium, and everyone wants to fill the internet with all sorts of information about things, and so on. But I mean, again, it's all pretty much IT centric, but it's broadening out as time goes on.
Perfecto, eso era. Muchas gracias, Matt. Que tenga una buena estadía en Chile.
Great to meet you.